Hey guys, today we're going to be talking about climate change. More specifically, a hypothetical future where climate change has been drastically blown out of proportion. Let's start with a simple question. What is this hypothetical society's problem and how did it come about? The answer is also pretty simple. Greenhouse gas emissions from activities like burning fossil fuels raise global temperatures. I don't really get the science behind it too much, but this is a hypothetical, so it doesn't have to make too much sense. In this imaginary world of ours, climate change caused temperatures to shoot up really high. With these new high temperatures, polar ice caps started to melt, which resulted in mass flooding. Temperatures continued to rise after that, causing all the water to evaporate, at which point nobody could really drink it because it was all gas. Because of the lack of water, a huge chunk of the population died, and biodiversity of all types of species just went down really low, to near zero. You may be thinking, oh, this would never happen. This whole thing is so unrealistic. And, well, yes, this whole thing is a little bit unrealistic. I'm going to tell you how this did happen to our hypothetical society. This civilization wasn't too different from ours. They had slight greenhouse gases causing slight climate change, just like we have now. And just like we're doing, they didn't think that much of it. I got an article here. The Economic Effects of Climate Change, Richard S.J. Toll. I didn't read the whole article, but from what I did read, I basically gathered climate change, or greenhouse gases specifically, are integrated within almost everything we do as a humanization population. So getting rid of it entirely would be very difficult to do, and it's a little unrealistic. This is the mindset that everyone had in our hypothetical civilization, except they had it times a lot. So basically they just didn't want to do anything about it because they thought it was more effort than it's worth. Their stubbornness was the reason the whole earth got destroyed. Hold on, wait, there's something on the back of this article. Another article, Climate Change in Society by Thomas Dietz and a few others. This one really boils down to, as far back as even 2018, climate change was recognized as a pretty big problem, but nobody did anything about it. I'm not sure why. They also recognized that the main cause of the climate change was human activity. So the point I'm trying to make with these sources is that this hypothetical society, just like ours, had some competing views on climate change. Sadly, the ones that didn't want to do anything about it won out, so disaster struck. I'm gonna start explaining, and it's gonna sound a bit outrageous, but bear with me. As I said before, climate change was getting worse. Over the course of, let's say, 100 years, 26th year. The ice caps were only slowly melting before, but now, since it's gotten so hot, they're all just melting down at once, all at the same time. Let's say since it's been getting hotter over the course of 100 years, people have adapted kind of like lizards, so now they're immune, in a sense, to the heat. What they aren't prepared for is the flooding. Devastating floods kill a lot of people and destroy a lot of homes. Since the water's all flowing to the equator because of the flooding, it's also a lot hotter there. So instead of just ice melting to water, it's water melting to gas. And once it's the gas, you can't really drink it. This is how, as I said before, all the people run out of water and they all die because it's all evaporated. Since all the water is now located near the poles, the only water that's left, all the greedy corporations can get a hold of it. And now it's like oil. They have a monopoly on water, and you need water to survive. That last part about the companies owning all the water is a little bit of an exaggeration, but the part about all the water heating up and evaporating, that was not an exaggeration. What's that? There's articles about, hold on. There's something on the back. And more, read it. A summary titled Climate Change 2007, Impacts, Adaptations, and Vulnerability, from the Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change. There's a lot of authors with this life. They stated that they had enough evidence to support the fact that flowing waters from glaciers is getting warmer over the years, which implies that the water is heating, which implies that the glaciers are heating. And if the glaciers are heating, that means the glaciers are melting. It's like a pipeline, chain of events. Change of pace, I know, but I wanted to allow you to really visualize how it might be living in this society. Allow you to better grasp at it, you know? So I've split it up into 4 categories: industry, media, education, and entertainment. For industry, imagine you run out of something you hold really close to you. It can be whatever, I don't really care what it is. Just imagine you have none of it. Now imagine you could go work your job, get some money, get enough money to buy one of that thing that you really like. Or you get offered a position, and at the position, you work the same amount of time you would work if you still had your regular job, but instead of getting paid in money, you get paid in like 3 of that one thing. So now you're getting 3 times as much for the same amount of working done. Now imagine that one thing that you don't have any of is water. You can't live without water, and if you're not making enough, you're gonna have to take the position or else you die. This is why everybody in our imaginary society is working for water. Media is pretty easy to tell. All the companies controlling the water are just gonna be pushing propaganda, saying they're here to help and not to use you for labor. Education is gonna be easy too. Instead of teaching you math or science, they're gonna teach you how to work a job really well. Entertainment might have got the worst of it. Think of all the things you like to do for fun, and just imagine you didn't have any of that, because all you can do is work for water. If you're not working, then you're not making water. And if you don't have water, then you're not living. So you can't do anything but work. I think we can all unanimously agree that it kind of sucks to live in this society. But now that you know that, I'm gonna get... Unlike some people, I read from time to time. An Apology to the Future by Simon Ben-Lau. This guy writes about the future. More specifically, how he's sorry for how the future has turned out because of what humanity in his current time did. Every now and again, climate change comes up, and that's what got me thinking, what if climate change got really, really bad? I pulled the whole running out of water idea out of this. Humans are a very unstable species, using up resources much faster than they can replenish. The climate change idea was also from this. We, as a collective human society, are destroying nature blindly. This quote right here was also a speaker. People have the tendency to run with anything they can justify. So if they can make something that they want to do at least slightly morally correct, then they're gonna do it, even if it's not morally correct at all. You've probably guessed by now that I'm exaggerating a lot. And in a way, you're right, because these are very high exaggerations, just taken from small instances. But that's besides the point, because there is a little bit of truth to what I'm saying. Just a little bit. If you really dig deep, you can really find it. Climate change is bad. I've got this whole video telling you about the dangers of climate change and how it ruined this hypothetical society. But it's not the worst thing ever. That whole tale about the hypothetical society, it's a cautionary tale for those who do not care. And we care. At least some of us do. For something that bad to happen on such a large scale, there would have to be not a single person on the entire planet that cared. Greenhouse gases being released in the atmosphere causing climate change is not the greatest thing, and one of the side effects could also be the next ice age, but we can at least take comfort in the fact that there's at least some people on this planet who really do care and are really trying to fix this problem. Guys, I just finished editing the video, and it is 11:30 the night before this is due. This is due in 40 minutes. I'm really tired. No, that's all the way. No, that's all the way. Thanks for watching my English project. I hope you enjoyed it. Peace out, y'all.